is politically erect. My name is Mike Grant, and when I hear that someone's still being bullied in 2011, I'm politically erect. TV ad I wrote for my advertising portfolio. Copy. If you saw a baby left out in the rain, would you bring it in? What if he was a black baby? What if the baby was gay? Would you bring her in? Bullying and suicides amongst gay teens is very concerning to me. While I'm a straight man, I endured bullying as a teenager in high school and, well, pretty much my whole life because I'm an asshole. But unasked for bullying in high school against a whole football team at Southfield Lathrop. And, they would call me a fag because I was like the first to wear an earring in the school. And I remember I got into a fight in school during the day, and the guy was drunk, so he got suspended. Well, he probably showed up at the Birmingham Midnight Madness Fair in 1985 or whatever it was, and sucker punched me and gave me a nice fat lip for my prom photos and everything. So I got even with them, and then they stopped fucking with me. The point is this: I should have had to resort to getting even with them, but it's really hard to go against a big football team when no one's helping you. The real solution is to get at bullying before it has consequences. So let me ask you, parents with popular kids, what do you do to keep your brat from being a bully? Nothing. Do you volunteer with the disabled? Do you work at a food bank? Do you participate in intercultural events? Do you go to church, synagogue, or mosque? Or do you go to the one that you don't necessarily go to, just to see what it's like? Did you make your daughter, who's a bitch, quit the cheerleading squad? Or your son, who's a jerk, quit the football league? Team. Well, in my experience, probably not. If you live in the entitled belt of Oakland County, Bloomfield Hills, West Bloomfield, Northville, Novi, Birmingham, Orchard Lake, Franklin, then you probably don't do any of these things. You're too busy making your precious money. It's okay. They're not all picking on you. We all know you aren't capable of being generous or charitable. I'm the one picking on you. Why? Because my bullies always use their looks or money against me. There aren't Nelsons from The Simpsons bullying real kids. The bullies are the jocks, the cheerleaders, and the spoiled children of wealthy, spoiled adults. Rudy, a friend's son of mine on the lake, works with a child with autism, and through the tics, outbursts, stammering, tantrums, and the whole gamut of unpleasantries that accompany a child with autism, he's there watching, guarding, smiling, and learning about life and how its lessons are not fair to some. Rudy is a great-looking, athletic kid, and we throw the football between the boats when he's not babysitting. I am proud of him. He is a role model today for all teens. Curing autism has been making progress with the advent of new therapies and studies being conducted that seek to rob the body of its overproduction of heavy metals, mercury, etc. in the autized child. From Asperger's to severe instances like the aforementioned case, new hope is even being introduced in the medical marijuana field and contributions from medical cannabis. Studies show that cannabis has a profound effect on the disease's devolution, and indeed, these children, some of them, are coming out of their shells for the first time. While researching, I came across Carolyn Hacks in the Free Press, July 24, 2011, who talked about how the "my child is better than yours" mindset isn't doing the kid any favors. The question was, how do I get over my competitive urge when it comes to my sons? Well, she gives great advice. Here's part of it. In fact, the number of exceptional people is by definition minuscule. So not only are the odds in favor of your child being average, it's also likely that the kids who beat your sons at one thing or another will be average too in the grand scheme of things. So when you resent your son's peers irrationally, feel free to confront yourself with the possibility that this might be the very botching that accidentally deflects your boys onto their paths to glory. People pull themselves up. I was picked on. I became a comedian. You should have seen me in middle school. I had acne, braces, and a scoliosis brace. I was a doctor's wet dream. Carolyn continues, the way to help your kids and society isn't to raise scholars or stars, but instead to raise them to not adore themselves, but merely like themselves. So whether your bully is a bully, or just an asshole, or a fundamentalist Christian making fun of a gay, take care of it. And if you need help, ask anybody. They'll help. Except for maybe the people in your peer group and community that condone that. Let me put this in the context of a religious fool's view for the majority of you religious people out there, you anti-atheists. Gays and lesbians, it was God's choice. Not theirs, not yours. This is Politically Erect, copyright MMXI by Artichoke Down and Mike Grant. You know what my bullies are doing now? No one does. No one cares. No one ever cared. That's why they were bullies. And I hope that no one will be that themselves.